Dr. Billinghurst, so this question is about serving size. How much should I feed of daily grasses and sprouts and guttables? And I think what maybe people are referring to is on their own or in combination.
Well, you can feed them exactly as the back of the pack says, either alone or in combination. But if you're worried about it, then cut them to half each and feed them that way. That's all. Just realize these are foods. They're not drugs. So it's quite okay to be variable in this regard. Okay. You can feed them both as the back of the pack says, or if you're really worried for what, or if you have a cost problem, and everybody in today's world has that. I know I do for all sorts of things. Then cut them in half. But that's all you have to do. Don't get hung up on it because these are foods. We don't have to worry about dose rates to the extent that you would with drugs. Very simple.
Yeah. Dr. Billinghurst is absolutely right. If you have a budget concern, then you can look at feeding a little less and, stringing it out. You can augment other fermented foods with Gussy's Gut if you want to do that as well. Of course, other fermented foods are very different. So when you think about yogurt, kefir, tripe, sauerkraut's another one, they're all very different. And so, and we have a video on that, why they're different. But the big thing to remember is by law, we must put certain things on the back of every package. One of those things is instructions. And so we have to give guidelines for people to understand a way to feed this product in this package. Just know that it is food and it's very safe to go outside. So for dogs who need more and cats that need more support, you can feed more. Even just on some days, you can feed more. You can also feed a little less. But it's really important to just relax and know that you're not going to mess anything up. You're not going to, completely and totally derail the effects and the benefits if you forget to feed for a day or you travel for a day or something. With that same attitude, we can have the attitude on how to feed daily, or the product daily is not what I'm talking about. How to feed every day a Gussy's Gut product, and also the GutAbles, because they're a supplement, and because treats are not considered the normal food diet, we have to by law say feed under 10% of the calories. And people go, well, what's the calories? Like, what am I? Just know that those are legal reasons we must put on the packaging. Feed with common sense, feed with an understanding of your pet. If your pet's small or big, has, no athletic, has no real exercise to speak of, maybe just runs around the house, or the really athletic Australian, shepherd that's in competition and training every day, frisbee training and such. Those are very different requirements for nutrition.
The other thing is you could feed them alternatively if you wish. One product one day, one product the other product the next, or together. In fact, but having said that, I love them together because they're having a synergistic effect. They're working together.
Yeah. And, you can do things differently on different days. You can have the freedom to explore and observe within your pet. Every single pet is so different. I can't tell you that enough. And so you just really know your pet and watch the results over time. And it's going to be really easy. It's not a big deal. So here's a question that's a part B to this question. So let's say in daily, we say 1 teaspoon for every 20 pounds of your dog's body weight. But let's say a dog is 5 pounds or 15 pounds. What do you say to those folks?
Well, okay, if it's 1 teaspoon per 20 pounds, then 10 pounds gets half a teaspoon and 5 pounds gets a quarter. It is really that simple.
Yep. So, really simple.
Don't get hung up on measuring out this exactness because it's a food.
Yep.
Just like yourself, foods, you can vary in what the intake is. All right? That's just a guideline, somewhere to start.
Yeah, yeah. So the other thing that comes to mind is you know, the um, the 5 pound dog. If you have a small dog or a young dog, you can you can start them slowly and just see how they go. Um, and don't so much worry about getting it right exact every single time. We understand, this is a when you have smaller dogs, you're always just wondering, Jesus, is this enough? It's so little. You don't need that much of Gussy's gut. It goes a long way because it's so dense in nutrition and it's fermented. So what's getting fed is more absorbed. Just to give you an example, if you were to feed raw vegetables, some vets tell us, including Dr. B, that the absorption of raw vegetables may be 5%. And the absorption of Gussy's gut may be anywhere between 15 and 30 or 40%. Nobody really knows because it varies by animal. But because it's fermented, it's almost like pre-broken down, pre-digested. So those nutrients are much more assimilatable. They're much more available to your dog than, say, something that's in its raw or especially cooked form.
And what we're producing here by fermentation, these postbiotics, that they are brilliant foods that don't come from anywhere else. Yeah. We can't manufacture them. Only the bacteria and the other microorganisms that are fermenting the food can manufacture those postbiotics. And this is what our dogs and our cats' bodies cry out for and are not getting with the cooked foods that they're being fed today. But even with raw foods, this is a brilliant part of a raw food diet, what I call poo substitutes. So that's what we're talking about here. All the benefits of healthy poo, and I'm talking about if you could get poo that you knew was absolutely free of toxins and parasites, these are the elements that you would get, particularly from, say, a herbivore, because this is a plant-based set of fermented products. Brilliant for your dog, brilliant for your cat.
That's right.
Can't stress enough how much I recommend these.
And we'll throw up on the screen the Dr. Billinghurst food pyramid. And if you just look at our pyramid, it's pretty clear and simple. You can click pause and look at it. But the very, very tip of that pyramid would be the poo substitutes or the fermented foods. You can see clearly that because it's at the tip, you don't need that much in relationship to the entire diet. So we're really talking that a little goes a long way.